So it's funny the ways that I get inspiration and the ways that I get in touch with the things that cause me to aspire to be a better clinician. And I think that's true for everybody. Like the places we get inspiration kind of vary. And believe it or not, something that has impacted me recently, like I'm here staying at this hotel and teaching a 4-day intensive, and right before this intensive started, I was watching a documentary about one of my favorite rappers, actually, a guy by the name of Jay-Z. And Jay-Z talked about this very unusual skill he has that people look at as if it's magic. And that skill is the way he writes a song. Those of you who are rap fans may be familiar with this, but just think about it in terms of skill. Like, you don't have to be a fan of rap or Jay-Z, but just the skill that he has. The way Jay-Z writes his rap songs is the producer plays some music for him, plays what's called a beat for him, which will be what he puts his lyrics to. So the producer comes in and plays the beat with no lyrics, and he listens to it and just kind of bobs his head. But what he's doing is he's writing the song in his head, the entire song. Chorus, bars, everything, the entire song. And then when he's ready, he says, okay, I'm ready. And he goes into the booth, the sound booth, and he records the entire song without ever having written anything down. And he does that for the entire album, and he's done that 10 albums long. So in this documentary, someone was asking about this, like, how do you do that? Because it seems like magic. Like, no one has a memory like that. And Jay-Z said, when I was a kid, I'd be out in New York on the subway, coming home from school or whatever, and I would be thinking of stories. I'd be thinking of rhymes. I would be thinking of music. I'd be thinking of anything, but I couldn't write it down. You know, this is before, iPads and iPhones, and we can take notes and everything. He couldn't write it down, so he had to hold it in his head until he got home and he got to his notebook. And he said, I could do it for a sentence, and then I could hold the whole paragraph until eventually I could hold the whole story. So now my memory strength is very strong, so I can hold an entire album in my head. And it made me think about solution-focused brief therapy and the questions that we ask. Because sometimes people watch, someone who's really good at doing solution-focused brief therapy, and they think, wow, they have some sort of skill, some sort of magic that I don't have. And the truth is, we have been working very, very hard. I was recently talking to somebody that works in my office about the amount of clients that I've seen. For the past 7 years, I have averaged 30 clients a week in my practice. Up until recently, when I've just been spending more time on the road teaching and writing and those sorts of things. But my primary job for that 7 years was just doing psychotherapy, just doing solution-focused brief therapy. And in that time, I did more than 12,000 clinical hours. And in doing that, I developed a strength of asking questions. And not only that, I was recording sessions as often as possible. I was watching my recordings. I was sharing my recordings with a colleague named Adam Thrower, and we would analyze what happened in the session. And my skill to ask questions grew. And as people begin to treat it like magic, I always say, no, it's not magic. It's a skill. It's a craft that I've been working at for a very long time. And that really is what motivates me to teach it, because I genuinely think people can learn it. That's why I do the teaching I do. That's why I do videos like this. That's why I do my newsletter. That's why I do my online courses. The most online course specific to this questions process is something I call the Questions Masterclass. I only do it once a year, and we're about to open registration now, actually, at the time of this course, at the time I'm recording this video. So I hope you guys out there would remember that this is a craft, and if you dedicate enough time and energy to it, you will learn it. You can take my course or not. You can read books. I mean, I'm not saying my course is the only way to learn it, but read books, practice, record. But whatever you do, treat it like a skill, like a craft that you can hone and get better at, because that's really how you master this approach. So I hope you found this video helpful. Thank you so much for watching it. If you're watching this any other place than my blog, please shoot on over to my blog at www.elliotspeaks.com. That's 2 L's, 2 T's, and Elliott. elliotspeaks.com. That's where all the free things I give away, that's where you can find out more information about the particular course I'm about to open registration for and all of my courses. And thank you, and happy solutioning for the rest of the week.
you.